Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It is in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a legendary model from Vacheron Constantin. Launched in 2009 for the 2010 model year, this is the Historiques Ultra Plat 1955, the ultra thin, a tribute to the 1955 Vacheron 200th anniversary special, the reference 6099. And while they are not truly the same, there are similarities. This watch is very much its own machine, while paying loving homage to the 6099, which came out to celebrate what was then 2 centuries of uninterrupted Vacheron watchmaking, and this continues the tradition beautifully. Now, the watch is nicely sized. The original 6099 was 32 millimeters, and I've reviewed that separately on the channel. This is 36. This is 36 and in rose gold, and you can see it is as thin as its reputation implies, 4.1 millimeters thick. Lugs, razor sharp, you can see from lug to lug, nice and compact at 42.2 millimeters with a suitably vintage 18 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw it on the wrist, and my goodness, it just disappears. Almost frighteningly thin. The watch is remarkably slim and compact, coming nowhere near the edge of my wrist. A man can wear it, a woman can wear it. It is the epitome of elegance, and it will fit on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. You can see it wears nicely on my 16 centimeter wrist, and it's not dwarfed either. It's not as petite as the original 6099. This has a little bit more presence without being large. The strap, as you can see, medium rectangular scale alligator leather, black gloss finish, calfskin on the bottom. This is a bonded strap, something manufacturers often specify on super thin watches because there's no stitching. Adhesive is used to bond the calfskin on the bottom to the gator on the top to create a seamless ultra thin look. And you can see that the lugs are actually drilled fairly close to the case, so there's little daylight between strap and case. We have a Vacheron matching a rose gold pin buckle, which you will note has the Maltese cross motif built into it. You will also note the motif, which is the symbol of the brand, on the crown. And then you will notice just how sharp this case is. The lugs are slightly broken out from the case band, and if you look at it from the front, it's difficult, it's a little bit hard to show you, but there is a sort of inflection or soft crease on the hoods of the lugs that are designed to read as angular horns. Move in from the edge, move in about halfway to the bezel. You can see there's a little bit of an angularity where the reflection, where the light changes. That little angularity at the edge is the direct reference to the 6099, which actually had fairly angular stepped lugs in its time. Otherwise, the watch is organic, fluid, seamless. You can see that bezel barely there, almost completely flat with only the slightest conical slope. The case is frighteningly slender, and you can even see that the case has been shrunken around the stem tube assembly right here. The watch features a dial that is super simple and traditional. We have a satin opaline silver white dial, a soft frosted glow, a printed Vacheron logo, marquee, and indices, and lovely vaulted and rounded polished vintage baton style hands. Take a look at the crown. There's the Maltese cross. Let's see where that crown goes. It projects into a movement based on a caliber that originally launched in the Vacheron 6099 back in 1955. This was based on the JLC 802, a ultra-thin movement designed by JLC for Audemars Piguet and Vacheron. AP debuted its version of it, the 2003 and 1953. Vacheron debuted its version on the 200th anniversary of the company in 1955. Now, what makes this special is that this movement is only 1.64 millimeters thick. Also special, Geneva hallmark finish and bridges and plates made of solid 18-karat gold. You can see it right there, AU 750. As with FP Journe watches, this movement made of solid gold and then hand finished. You can see we have inward angles on the cock for the escape wheel as well as over the center wheel, where 2 bevels meet in a sharp inward crease, one of the toughest finishing assignments in the business. We have solarization on the crown wheel core. We have satination on the ratchet wheel. You can see that the click spring and the click have been black polished, as have all of the screw heads, which also feature chamfered slots in circumference. There's engine-turned perlage on the base plate, and how much do you love that true mirrored hand-finished bevel? No machining here. Satination on the wheels, black polished escape wheel and anchor, and you can see that lovely extended index regulator, all black polished, but also beveled on its side. The watch is still somehow 30 meters water resistant, which is extraordinary on a watch this thin. A lot of times they're 1 ATM or 0. And you note it is a Geneva hallmark case and movement. And from about mid-2012 forward, Geneva hallmark became more than just a signature of finish for a movement and movement standard. It became the standard of finish for the entire watch. Other features I enjoy here? Well, if you look carefully, you can see that the jewel sinks and the screw sinks have also been internally beveled. And look again underneath the ratchet wheel. Beneath the ratchet wheel, you can see the barrel has also been solarized. The detailing is superb. Technically speaking, the movement, which is, again, 1.64 millimeters thick, it is a manual wind with a 31-hour power reserve, so wind it every day, a beat rate of 18,000 vibrations per hour, adjusted in 5 positions, which is the high horology and chronometer standard, and it pivots on 18 jewels. It is related to the JLC 849, but the 849 is a thicker and less refined movement that is designed for less expensive watches. This one, made and finished in-house by Vacheron, has JLC origins, but it is very much Vacheron's own caliber. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.